Why NOFAP puts you ahead of 99% of men. Most will never get it. Most men will never rule kingdoms, because they can't even rule themselves. There's a war going on, not with guns or bombs, but a spiritual, mental, and biological war against masculine energy. And the front lines? Your dopamine. Your discipline. Your seed. Most men are losing. Not because they're weak, but because they've been taught to be. Taught that indulgence is freedom. That pleasure is power. That discipline is toxic. But let's rewind thousands of years. To a time when men weren't slaves to screens. When kings, warriors, monks, and sages knew something modern men have forgotten. Sexual energy is not just for pleasure, it's for power. 1. Ancient wisdom, seed is life force. In ancient Taoist and Vedic traditions, semen wasn't seen as just a fluid. It was life itself. They called it ajas, in Sanskrit, the vital energy that governs strength, clarity, charisma, and even longevity. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu says, "Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. The man who can master his urges is no longer ruled by them. He becomes dangerous. Not because he's violent, but because he's focused. Because he has retained what most men waste." In ancient China, the Yellow Emperor's classic on sex taught that reckless ejaculation drained the spirit and shortened life. In contrast, retention preserved strength, sharpened thought, and elevated consciousness. They knew what science is just beginning to catch up with. Your seed is your power source. And every time you waste it on a screen, you're not just releasing a substance. You're leaking your will to rise. 2. From the Bible to the Bhagavad Gita. Power and purity. In the Bible, Samson, the strongest man in Israel, fell because of Delilah. Not because she overpowered him, but because she seduced him. And he told her all his heart. The moment he gave her his secret, he lost his strength. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, "He who is able to withstand desire and anger even here before giving up the body, he is a yogi, he is a happy man. Desire ungoverned is a curse. But when transmuted, it's pure fire." The ancient yogis channeled their sexual energy into spiritual awakening. The warriors of Sparta abstained before battle to remain sharp and aggressive. Roman generals withheld indulgence before war to stay hungry and lethal. Why? Because they understood. Lust drains. Purpose builds. NOFAP is not about repression. It's about transformation. It's saying, I'm no longer a slave to base instinct. I'm a man in command of my own kingdom. 3. Napoleon Hill, Transmutation of Sexual Energy. Fast forward to modern classics. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill dedicates an entire chapter to the transmutation of sexual energy. And he doesn't whisper it. He emphasizes it as the most misunderstood and most powerful principle of success. The transmutation of sex energy calls for the exercise of willpower, to be sure, but the reward is worth the effort. He explains that most great men, inventors, leaders, creators, had high sexual energy. But what made them different was they redirected it. Not to women, not to fantasies, but to their mission. They used that fire to build empires, art, philosophies, and wealth. Do you understand what that means? When you practice NOFAP, you're not just not doing something. You're fueling something far more important. Your legacy. 4. The Stoic Way. Master yourself or be owned. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The Stoics believed indulgence weakened the soul. To them, the man who couldn't control his urges was not free, he was a prisoner of them. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Today's society is built to keep men craving. Craving images. Craving validation. Craving release. But the Stoic man? He craves nothing. He governs himself. He walks in silence, anchored in power. When you retain, you become still. You become aware. You feel the pull of lust, and you smile, because you are no longer controlled by it. You command yourself. And that, brother, is true masculinity. 5. The warrior's discipline. Pain now, power later. In every warrior culture, Japan's samurai, Sparta's hoplites, the Norse raiders, discipline was the highest virtue. Not muscles. Not talk. Discipline. And what is NOFAP if not discipline in its rawest form? When you reject the easy hit, the mindless scroll, the fake high, you're forging something few men ever touch, inner gravity. You become someone others respect without knowing why. Because your energy no longer leaks. You walk with force. Your eyes lock in. Your voice doesn't need volume, it carries weight. That's not just confidence. That's unspent power. And when you're on retention, you feel it. Your body charges. Your vision sharpens. Your time becomes sacred. Because you know, you are not like the rest anymore. 6. Most men will never get this. They'll laugh. Mock. Say, it's just natural. Or, it doesn't matter. Let them. They are the same men who scroll endlessly. Who chase women but can't even lead themselves. Who speak loud but live small. Who want success without sacrifice. Who fall asleep with their hand in their pants and dreams in their heads. Don't be like them. You're here because you feel the truth. And the truth is this. NOFAP isn't about avoiding pleasure. It's about embracing your potential. It's the refusal to waste another drop of your greatness. It's a declaration that your purpose is worth more than 5 seconds of dopamine. Final word. Rule yourself or be ruled. Every ancient teacher, every great book, every noble path has taught this. If you cannot rule your appetite, you will be ruled by someone else's agenda. Retention trains you to own your life. It is not a trend. It is not a challenge. It is a way of becoming the man you were meant to be. Let others chase comfort. You chase mastery. And if you stay the course, they won't ask what you did. They'll ask what changed. And all you'll need to say is, I stopped wasting my power. I started becoming him.